Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm going to be not a review, but giving you my own thoughts on the Happytime Murders. So, the first thing that I can say is that this movie has been in the mind of Brian Henson since 2008. And I know that Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz were the two actors that they've chosen to be in this movie because that's who Brian Henson had in mind from the beginning. Then they said, "Oh yeah, this movie is going to come out in like 2 years or so," and it's 2018 already, so that would be 10 years in the making or in the mind. So that is insane. That 10 years, and this movie did not pay off that well as I would have thought because many people are criticizing it way too harshly. I know this is not no award-winning movie, but this movie was, in my opinion, okay. I did not hate it, but for being in production for 10 years or in the minds of Brian Henson for 10 years, that is definitely insane. That is insane. But the only thing I have to say about this thing is that with the slogan no sesame, I think no Sesame Street, no Sesame all street or something like that. That slogan, then no Sesame all street or whatever that thing is called. I don't know what the slogan is for that movie, but Sesame Street wanted to sue Brian Henson, even though Brian Henson technically owns all of that, but the company Sesame Street Workshop or something like that wanted to sue Brian Henson and they lost. But that's not what we're getting at. Is that what I'm trying to say is that this movie has been in production since 2008. So you guys should already know that 10 years in the making, and this movie still did poorly than the Crazy Rich Asians. And I would have thought that this movie would have done better than the Crazy Rich Asians. In my mind, I'm like, I don't want to see the Crazy Rich Asians, but not because they're Asian, but because some of the movies are. I thought that the movie was just romance. That's the reason I don't like that kind of stuff. But let me give you my opinion right now on this movie. For 10 years in the making with Melissa McCarthy, which I've lost all my. I used to look up to. Not really, but I used to think that Melissa McCarthy was funny because I liked The Spy. That movie was great, Spy. And then I guess that's the only one movie I truly liked. And then Identity Thief was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it was better than what I thought. And those two movies made me continue to watch Melissa McCarthy, and I stuck through many of her movies, and many of her movies have been very, very bad. She is not really. The reason that she's horrible is because most of the time she does jokes out of nowhere. She just does jokes because she feels like putting them into the movie, but they don't stick to anything. They don't go with the movie. It's just like, say it's a sad scene, and then she just says the F word or son of a bleep, son of a B, and that's where I'm like, I don't like Melissa McCarthy, and most of you don't like her for many reasons, and I will agree with you that she is not that funny anymore. I don't know what happened. Spy, whoever stuck with Spy, I have to say, what a great movie. And also, in my opinion, let me give you 3 movies that I think sucked. that I think, in my opinion. I don't want you to guys to say, oh, what, am I crazy? Am I being too harsh? No. I enjoy most movies. But these three movies are ones that I would say make the list of horrible movies. The Heat with Sandra Bullock, in my opinion, was bad. The other one was, I think, Boss. I don't remember what's it called, but where she's like a boss and she's like a boss and she sells cookies or something. She sells cookies or something, and like, I think it was like Chicago. I think it was Boss something. But that movie was another one that was horrible. And I guess most of her movies that she's, just like Ghostbusters was another movie that did poorly. And that Ghostbusters wasn't that horrible for me, but it still was bad. So with this movie, let's get back. With this movie, I did not like it because, I mean, I did not say, I'm not saying that I did not like it as in a 0. I did enjoy this movie for what it was. But the thing is that I didn't like the movie is that the story was so simple, so horrible. I mean, the story wasn't like something that, wow, let's find out what this movie is all about. It's not like some movies that there's something you're waiting for. This movie was just like, what is this movie about? I mean, what is the goal that they're trying to put, or what is the mystery behind the movie? Because they made a mystery of, oh, the puppets, the Happytime Murder puppets are being murdered. Oh, they're being taken out one by one, and we wonder who's doing this crazy stuff. And for the most part, it just led out to be so simple of a story. Like, even, I would say, even a little kid of like 10 years old could think of something better than this. Just like, so simple. But at first I was like, oh, let's see what they're going to do. We can hear nice music, nice hip hop music. Wow, even the setting, LA. Wow, it's going to be good. But for the most part, I enjoyed the comedy of the movie, but the way the story was told was okay. But the goal that they were trying to get, like to make us think what the murder mystery was, or who was the one murdering the puppets, to me was horrible. It's like, what is this? So for me, is that the main character, Melissa McCarthy, and that blue dude, the cop, the blue puppet cop, which I understand why they chose a blue to represent the boys in blue, the policemen. So that's where I said, yeah, I understand why they chose a blue puppet to be a policeman. But I would have thought that this movie was going to be similar to The Feebles. And I think there was another movie. I think Captain America was the one that they also were pointing the direction of their own movie to be based on, or to kind of be another South Park version of Captain America, their own version of Captain America. But the thing that I was disappointed was that the story is so simple that I could figure this. I mean, I wasn't really going for or trying to figure out what the story was about, just trying to follow along. But when we found out what the ending result of the movie was, I was like, what? What kind of simple-minded person would choose this? So look, Melissa McCarthy and the blue puppet in the movie, they work together, and they've been partners many years ago. But the blue puppet missed the shot when this other puppet was taking down Melissa McCarthy. He had to shoot the bad puppet, or the villain puppet, and he did shoot, but he missed the puppet and shot another puppet. There was a girl, it was a daughter and the father that were there during the puppet scene of where Melissa McCarthy was going to be murdered by a puppet. So the blue puppet, the policeman puppet, shot. He took out his gun, shot, and missed the villain and hit the girl's father and murdered him. And she's the one that took revenge and started shooting all the Happytime Murder puppets all together, all one by one, I guess. Da, 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 da. And that's where the policeman puppet found out what was happening and figured out that she was the one taking revenge. Which is, most of these movies are dumb. In my opinion, they have no direction in what they're doing. There's nothing. There's no finish. Like, you're trying to figure something more elaborate, but when you get to it, it's nothing. It sucks. It's just the same exact bull crap, because every movie I've seen has the same premise that, oh, it's going to be a comedy. Let's make it into a comedy. And then when they do that, the ending result of a comedy ends up being something really, really simple. Something dumb. Something that doesn't make even any sense. And that is where I'm saying every comedy is starting to get bland. And I want you guys to understand this. Every comedy I've seen is horrible. It's bland. There's nothing there. There's nothing funny. There's nothing that will make me say, wow, it's the best comedy of the year. To be honest, I haven't seen a real comedy in a long time. I haven't seen an actual comedy in a very long time. So, whatever you got from this movie is based upon my own opinion. But whatever you thought of this movie, please let me know in the comments down below, because I felt that this movie was funny, but not funny as in, wow, I didn't expect them to do that. No, it was just like funny, just like simple stuff, just back and forth jabbering, like a lot of talking. But it wasn't an A+ of a movie or something where I could say, wow, I loved it, thank you for making this movie. No. So this is just my own thoughts of this movie, that I would say this movie has been in production for 10 years and nothing really came out of this. To me, it feels like they took maybe 2 days to make this dumb movie. Why am I saying dumb? Because it's not something that I will stick around and say, look, I wouldn't be able to have this movie in my hand and try to motivate more people to watch it. So, in my opinion, this movie was a big time C. C, because they at least tried with their comedy. And many things fit and many things didn't fit. And for the most part, this was just bad. I'm sorry, guys, but this was horrible. So, I'm sorry that I flipped the camera. I kind of screwed up. But I have to say, thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Because that's about it. I guess I have nothing else to say.